5 rivers, and we are throwing plastic in these rivers. In Pune district, there are 11 rivers. All the plastic from this, as shown by this arrow, it goes towards Karnataka in the Bhima river. And through Karnataka, as the Bhima river takes, the Krishna river also brings plastic from below. And this Krishna river will have the plastic from Ghataprabha, Malaprabha, Tungabhadra, Vedavati, Varada river. All these rivers are bringing plastic to the Krishna. The Krishna and the Bhima meet on the border of Karnataka and Telangana. And then plastic from Hyderabad, plastic from all over Telangana comes in. Each of the arrows is showing the plastic in the river. And then finally, through the land of Andhra Pradesh, that means plastic from Maharashtra, plastic from Karnataka, plastic from Telangana, and plastic from Andhra Pradesh reaches the ocean. That is, our plastic thrown in Pune, once it goes into the river, will reach the Bay of Bengal, which is a bay inside the vast Indian Ocean. So this is the way the plastic goes to the ocean and destroys the ocean. We will see what happens. This is a map of the world. I showed you only one river, the Krishna river, from India, which takes plastic from Pune, from Maharashtra, from Karnataka, from Telangana, from Andhra Pradesh, and throws into the Bay of Bengal. As you know, there are rivers all over all the continents of my earth. And all these rivers, exactly in the manner that we have shown, the Krishna river throws plastic into the ocean. All these rivers are throwing plastic into the ocean. This is of great concern to us. Nowadays, the danger which comes on any country is no longer limited to the country. It is always international now. Because of the speed of traveling, everything is traveling all over very fast. Because of the speed of manufacturing, we are polluting very fast. So we are becoming global in our crisis everywhere. So plastic is a global crisis. To say anything less would be not showing you the reality. You are the future generation, you are engineers, you are going to come up with innovative solutions. So we should show you the entire range of the problem which is there. There are 5 oceans, and in the 5 oceans, there is immense amount of plastic. If you see the North Pacific Ocean here, the red patch which is shown, the plastic is there from the left to right across the entire ocean. From the eastern coast of China, from the eastern coast of Japan, all the way to the western coast of the United States. The plastic has spread out in the ocean. The deepest part of the plastic is shown in this red patch. At this place, the plastic is the area of 6 Maharashtras. 6 Maharashtra के एरिया के इतना ये प्लास्टिक फैल गया है, आधे भारत के इतना. And imagine that this red patch which is shown here, that's a satellite image, that is 30 feet deep. 30 feet तक प्लास्टिक है, 6 महाराष्ट्र के इतना फैला हुआ है, इतना सारा प्लास्टिक फेंक दिया. What kind of plastic is there? You know that there are thousands of type of plastic that we throw. So one of the typical plastic that we throw is a Bisleri bottle. One of the typical plastics that we throw is that of a Bisleri bottle. The transparent plastic that lasts for 300 years. And the bottle top which is there will last for 800 years. So you see, once we throw this plastic, it lasts for years and years and years. Imagine after 800 years, any building that you build, is it going to last for 800 years? You know, even the British which built these stone bridges in India, even the small culverts that they have built, even the British engineers who have built the small, very strong stone culverts, they write a letter to the Indian government after 100 years is over, and they say this particular bridge is 100 years old, we do not take the guarantee of it. Now imagine the bridges which are built by stone, you cannot guarantee beyond 100 or at the most 200 years. But you can guarantee that the transparent plastic of a bottle will be around in the ocean and the river and the lake for 300 years. And the lid of the bottle, that will be around for 800 years, and they will break down. This bottle will have broken down to nanoparticles. These are small particles which you cannot see with the eye. The latest news is that 8 out of 10 human beings have an unhealthy amount of microplastics in us. Microplastics and nanoplastics have been found in our blood. So this is very dangerous for our health. Okay. So the ocean is suffering from plastic, and now our blood is also with nanoparticles of plastic. So khud se samandar tak the plastic is trying to damage us. Why? Because we throw plastic like this. You see the top two maps. The rivers are choked with plastic. One is in Indonesia and one is the Kerala river. Down below also, you will find a river and you will find one ocean which is there on the bottom right. I'm going to expand these photographs to show you. This slide is shown to you to tell you that 3 million tons of plastic waste. Hello. 3 million tons of plastic waste goes into the ocean every year. And 30 lakh ton, 6 million tons will stay in the river and the lakes. That is 60 lakh ton. Or 5 million tons is going from the coastal population like Mumbai and Calcutta directly into the ocean. So if you total this is 14 million tons. 1.5 crore ton. 14 million tons of plastic is going into our water bodies. So here is the Sitaram River in Indonesia. And you will find here that there is so much plastic on the river that all the fish are dead. And you see the fishermen. The fishermen are collecting plastic because there are no fish in this river. Please imagine, your young people now, imagine having to tell your children that now all the rivers in the world don't have fish in them. What do you think will be the state of the river if there are no fish in it? Or conversely, what have we done to the river? How much have we polluted the river that the fish are not alive? So students, especially because you're from the future generation, which is going to take charge after a few years. Once you're 18, you start voting and you take charge of life. And you are going to come up with innovations to solve such problems. Please remember, here with an arrow, I will show you. What I'm showing you is the greenery on the land. And the greenery on the land gives us only 30% oxygen. The greenery in the river and the ocean, that is giving us 70% of the oxygen. Please remember this percentage for the rest of your life. I'm going to, again tell you about it. The upper arrow shows the greenery on the land. This is called as terrestrial greenery. Zameen par ki haryali, and that gives us only 30% oxygen. The red arrow shows you that 70% of the oxygen, however, is gifted to us by the ocean greenery, either the greenery in the river or the ocean. What happens when plastic covers the river and ocean? The sunlight does not go in. And when the sunlight does not go into the river, then the greenery dies because there is no photosynthesis. So please remember, we have doubled your task. Now, we together, you young people and people of my generation, we not only have to save the trees on the ground, we have to save the greenery in the river and the lake and the ocean also. To save the tree on the ground, we should not use the axe to cut the trees on the ground. And to save the greenery in the river and the ocean, we will have to stop throwing plastic. Because when the plastic spreads over the river and ocean, it does not allow the sunlight to come in. And when the sunlight does not go in, the greenery dies. Please remember this. Our job of saving the greenery of the planet has increased by 70%. We were never considering the greenery in the lakes, the greenery in the river, and the greenery in the ocean. Now we know that this water greenery is giving us 70% oxygen. Sadly, in this particular river, you can see the plastic covers the river so much that the fishermen are gathering plastic because there are no fish alive there. Here is a river taking plastic into the ocean. Please remember, our people's movement for saving the earth and the ocean from plastic is named Sagar Mitra. So here you have your picture of the ocean spreading towards the horizon. And this is a river in my Europe, in your Europe, because now we are no longer limited to India, we are people of the ocean. And every nation is polluting the ocean. So we have to work as a global family now. No longer मेरा देश और मेरा धर्म, ये सब पुरानी चीजें हैं. अभी हमारा धर्म तो एक ही होता है. Our religion and our spirituality is love for the creatures of the ocean, love for the creatures on the land, love for the trees, love for the greenery in the ocean. The highest level of spirituality is love for other creatures, especially the love for creatures who are weaker than us. हमसे जो कमजोर है उनकी रक्षा करनी है. So with this as our spirituality for the future, that we will love all the creatures, including human beings from every nation, every religion, and even those which are not human beings, all the fish and the birds and all the creatures of the ocean. We will not commit violence on them. We will not throw plastic because the plastic kills them. So because of plastic, eating the plastic, or because the plastic gets wrapped around their heads, or they get caught in a net, the fish and the birds and all other creatures are dying. You can see one photograph now of a fish which is dead because the fish ate plastic. And here is a bird full of plastic. After the bird was dead, when it was cut open, almost 2 handfuls of plastic was found inside the bird. They are eating the plastic. The fish are eating the plastic. The birds are eating the plastic. The human beings, we people are throwing the plastic. And for every empty carry bag that you and me throw, and that goes into the river and ocean, at least 50 fish will die. कम से कम 50 मछली मर जाएगी. और वो टॉर्चर होके होके मरेगी. Imagine eating plastic and then dying of that. So they are all suffering over there, millions and millions of them. We are from a nation called India, and we say that Swachh Bharat Abhiyan, we show those 2 glasses, Gandhi ji ka chashma batate hain. We show the spectacles of our father of the nation, Mahatma Gandhi. And we have to listen to him and say that we are children of a nation which is committed to ahimsa, committed to non-violence, committed to the pledge that we will not hurt these creatures. And so from today, we will not throw plastic. Otherwise, these poor creatures will chase the plastic and eat it, like in this photograph you see. And they will die like this. You can see so many particles of plastic, that small little fellow. This must be hardly 3 inches fish. The photograph is showing about 8-inch fish, but this is just a 3-inch fish. Poor fellow died after eating the plastic that we had thrown. On the top, you find 2 birds eating natural food of starfish and a crab. And below you find 2 birds which are eating plastic. When they eat plastic, they die. These are the bottle tops found in birds. These are the type of plastic rings which are killing the tortoises and turtles. Thousands of tortoises and turtles are in this shape. When they are children, they crawl into that ring by mistake. The ring gets stuck around them, and then they grow and grow and grow, and this is what happens to them. Each of them dies. The last photograph I'm showing you about how we are damaging even the creatures on the land. Though I have shown a cow here, please remember this, even dogs are eating plastic, sheep are eating plastic, camel are eating plastic, lions and lionesses are eating plastic, buffaloes are eating plastic. All the animals are eating plastic. Wherever plastic is found with food on it, they smell the food, they try to eat the food, and they swallow the plastic also. In the average Indian cow, about 10 kilograms of plastic is found. I do not know if you can see me there, but if you can see me, I'm holding a bag of plastic in my hand so that you can see it on the camera. And this bag of plastic is only 250 grams of plastic. So if I have 4 such bags, it will be 1 kilo. If I have 40 such bags, that will be 10 kilos. 40 bags like this found in the average urban Indian cow. 10 kilo plastic mil raha hai. Some of the cows are also found with 40 kilograms of plastic and sometimes with 80 kilograms of plastic inside the stomach. So please stop throwing plastic. If you can read the slide at the top, we say to the children, normally this talk is given to the high school children from 5th standard to 10th standard and sometimes 11th and 12th also. We say to them, join Sagar Mitra. Stop throwing the plastic waste. Then what should we do? We should collect it at home, bring it to school or college, and then we will take it from you once a month and we will recycle it. Otherwise, all these creatures are going to continue to die. Remember, the plastic is going to stay there for 800 years, 1000 years. And when the plastic changes to nanoparticles, it still does not change to soil. प्लास्टिक की मिट्टी नहीं होती. एक ख्वाब में भी मत सोचिए कि प्लास्टिक की मिट्टी होती है. Please remember, the plastic does not change to soil. The plastic only breaks down to smaller particles till it becomes invisible particle. And that nanoparticle is still a plastic particle. It is not changed into soil. That nanoparticle is 1,000 times more dangerous than the visible plastic, because the nanoparticle is entering our bloodstream. And animals which were injected with plastic, animals which were injected with nanoparticles of plastic, they were incapable of reproduction. So please remember, this is a very big danger on the human species. If we continue to ingest this plastic, it will affect our reproductive systems and our capability to procreate and have children. So this is a serious warning for all humanity. Everywhere on my planet and your planet, the warning is being given, but people don't really know what should I do. So here we tell you in 3 slides what to do. Please remember, when we say that you should do it, please start doing it. This is not a suggestion for somebody. This is a suggestion not for tomorrow. This is a suggestion right now. When I give you, you have to right now commit yourself to the pledge. Now, what is the pledge? What are you going to do? Take any bag of plastic from your waste plastic. Make sure that the bag is not wet. There is no water in it. There is no oil in it. Make sure that the bag is dry. Make sure that the bag does not have any dust on it or inside it, or any particle like sugar or anything. It should be an empty bag. It should be a clean bag, and it should be a dry bag. In Hindi we say सूखा प्लास्टिक चाहिए, खाली प्लास्टिक चाहिए और साफ प्लास्टिक चाहिए. In Marathi we say कोरडं प्लास्टिक आणि रिकामं प्लास्टिक. कोरडं, रिकामं आणि स्वच्छ प्लास्टिक. I'll repeat in English. Clean plastic, dry plastic, empty plastic. Take a bag. Then what do? You know that in your house you keep this newspaper raddi. I think you understand. There is a photograph of the newspaper raddi at the top. You see, when you keep this paper, you keep clean paper, dry paper, and empty paper there. You never keep wet paper or dirty paper or a paper with sugar wrapped in it. You know, there is a rule for keeping these newspapers. The rule is you will keep clean, dry, and empty newspaper over there. There is another rule, that you will collect these newspapers only from your house. Please clearly remember this. When you collect newspaper at home, you never go down the staircase and all over the road and start collecting newspapers in the city. You don't do it. How do we collect newspaper? The newspaper that we have purchased, the newspaper which has come into my house, that is the newspaper I keep as raddi. For how much time I keep it? I keep it for 1 month. Now just add one thing to your family routine. Take a plastic bag or a plastic bucket as shown in these pictures. Both the pictures are shown. A boy with a plastic bag is shown and a plastic bucket is shown. If you have a large house, you can keep a plastic bucket. Please collect all the plastic which is dry plastic, empty plastic, and clean plastic. This is plastic raddi. And most important, children, do not collect plastic from outside your house. Do not. Collect only and only the plastic from your home, the plastic which you have paid money for and purchased and got into your house. Only the dry plastic. If there is wet plastic in your house, don't put it into this bag that you put into the government kacharaka bag. Please remember, this is 11 years of experience in 3 countries. Exactly by the rules that you keep the newspaper raddi, you have to keep the plastic raddi. Only plastic from home, only clean and dry and empty plastic. This slide is the most important slide for you. This is what you have to do. Start keeping plastic raddi at home. Only the plastic which is inside the house, don't go and collect from outside. It is forbidden to you. If you are Sagar Mitra, you will not collect from outside the house. You will collect only at home. 1 month you have to keep this bag. So after 1 month, the children who have collected all these types of plastic, you see this slide, it shows all the types of plastic which can be collected. In short, any type of plastic which is there, you can collect it, except it must be from your house. You will not go outside to collect anything. Now you see, after 1 month, children bring this to school. Every child is a Rajkumar, every girl is a Rajkumari, every boy is a Rajkumar. They have collected this plastic only from their, what we call as Rajwada. In English, I will clarify this. Every boy is a prince, every girl is a princess, and they collect this plastic only from their palace, only from the inside of their house. They will not even go outside 1 step to collect any piece which is outside on the outer step. The reason is very simple. You are students. You are not kachara kamgar. You are not sanitation workers. You are not the labor for the city. Your responsibility stops with your family. Please make it very easy for yourself. Collect only and only the plastic inside your house, only the dry plastic, and keep it in a bag. Once in a month, you have to bring it to your school or college. In 2019, we collected 87 tons of waste plastic like this. It went to Clean Garbage Management Company for recycling. In 2020, which was a pandemic year 1, we collected 100 tons. In the pandemic year 2, we have collected 117 tons. And this year, we will try to again have more individuals collecting plastic. 2022-23, this coming academic year, we are scaling up to include schools in Baramati and Nashik, and we have tied up with their city corporations also. So at least 50 cities have inquired with us. We have managed to visit only these 2 cities out of that. Because we usually visit the city which is ready to listen to our rules, that the children will not collect from outside the house. If the city agrees with that, then we work with them. This is how the school looks after they collect every month. You see sacks and sacks of plastic. You see a weighing machine over there, and the plastic is weighed. Now, why do we weigh the plastic? Because students, we buy the plastic. देखो, हिंदी और मराठी में भी मैं कह देता हूँ, हे प्लास्टिक जे मुलं मुली आणतात शाळेमध्ये कॉलेजमध्ये ते आम्ही विकत घेतो. ये जो प्लास्टिक आता है ना स्कूल में या कॉलेज में, तो इसको हम वजन करते हैं और हम वो खरीदते हैं. वो कचरा नहीं है, ये इंडस्ट्री को जाता है रॉ मटेरियल. दिस इज नॉट गार्बेज. Once you ensure that the plastic is clean and dry and empty, this is not a garbage at all. This is a raw material for the industry. Today in India, there is a $4 billion industry for this. $4 billion. Okay. If as an engineer, you find out how to recycle some plastics or to improve the way of recycling plastic, you might become a multimillionaire also. This is a wide open area now, open to all engineers for innovation. So start collecting the plastic and start thinking. If you want, we can take you to the factories where the research people who are at the topmost level in the world will also talk to you. Our vehicle goes, weighs the plastic, we buy the plastic and we take it to our godown. Currently, we are also taking from housing societies even during the pandemic. But the children who come, we ask them to stand very far away. This is 1 ton of plastic in our godown. This is 1 ton that is collected. How much time does it take to collect this 1 ton? I'm going to show you. Currently, every week we are collecting 2.5 tons. That means every month we are collecting 10 tons. You see, this is a Photoshop. This is not a real drawing or real plastic. It is a Photoshop image. We are buying and recycling 10 tons of waste plastic every month. It would be such a big lump of plastic, okay? That means every 3 months we are recycling now. This year we will recycle 30 tons of plastic. ये करीब 6 मंजिली बिल्डिंग के इतना बड़ा massive mass of plastic है every 3 months. Imagine every year what we are doing. Imagine this plastic in a river. Imagine this plastic in the ocean. This is only 30 tons, children. We are throwing 1.5 crore tons into the oceans every year. The plastic changes to these nodules after recycling. ये प्लास्टिक का क्या होता है? तो इसके ऐसे नोड्यूल्स बनते हैं और ये फिर से नया प्लास्टिक बनाने के लिए जाते हैं. For instance, the green plastic will change into a green bucket. Okay. This is how, when the children bring the plastic, the end result is these small granules which are created from this, and these granules are purchased by the larger plastic companies which make your bucket and your mugs, and they make the vegetable baskets. They make the trays in which your milk comes. You see all the types of plastic we use. This plastic goes back to create those things. Okay. So this is how the plastic is recycled. You see plastic of blue color like this can be recycled into the garden pots also. And 30% of the plastic which does not get recycled. The earlier plastic I showed you was 70% of the plastic gets recycled like that, changing to buckets and things. While 30% of the plastic goes to a plastic gasifier and pyrolysis plant. There, if you put 100 kg of plastic in the machine, 25 kg will change to gas, 50 kilo will change to fuel oil. You can see this gentleman holding a pipe and the fuel oil is going into the drum. And 25 kilo comes as a precipitate of coal. It is finely powdered coal, and so we call it as coke. So 25% gas, you can see a yellow tank, right? The 25% gas was collected in that tank. Now when the tank is full, this gas will be used to run the same machine. 25 kilo of gas which comes from the plastic later also powers the same recycling unit for the new waste plastic which comes in. Okay, this is a very big business now. To set up a plant like this, if you include the cost of the ground as 1 crore rupees, the plant itself will cost about 1.5 crores. So people with money are investing into this technology. Okay, this is very modern technology. The same plant with the same engineering has been purchased by the Netherlands also. So this is the last slide, in which you can see everything that I said, that the tortoise, the bird, the cow and the fish are getting damaged because they are eating the plastic. The rivers are filled with plastic. There is a small map of the world which shows that plastic is filling up the oceans. And on the right, you see the answer. Whether it is college students or school students, they can just collect at home. It's so easy. It's as easy as brushing your teeth. No one is asking you to collect from outside your house. No one is asking you to wash any plastic. Inside your house, only the clean plastic, you keep it in a bag. Just the clean plastic. Like this is a bag. Now let us say I have some packaged material with me. I'm sure I'll be able to find something. Oh, here it is. There is a Snickers bar and there is a plastic, okay? All I have to do is open this bag and put the plastic inside. That's all. So in the day, whatever is the dry plastic at home, you put it together. If you are a school or college in Pune, every month we will send you a vehicle. We will weigh the plastic and we will pay money for that plastic. We are not going to charge you anything. We will actually give you money for collecting the plastic. Okay? The money will be given to your organization. That means to your college or to your school. Then after the year, if the money collected is 5,000 rupees, then you can ask the teachers, can we suggest what to do with that money? And you can suggest to them what to do with the money. It's not a very big amount. But remember, we are not charging you. On the contrary, we are paying you for collecting the plastic. We are in 3 countries currently, India, USA, and Morocco. This May, we have been called to New York by the mayor to continue the work there, which had been stopped by the pandemic. We had started only in 2 schools in New York. And in Morocco, we had only had some teachers training. The teachers training had been taken in Arabic in some 3 different schools, where we had gone with the teachers to explain in English and our interpreter was speaking in Arabic over there. So we have to take this movement to 197 countries. Currently, we are doing different efforts to go international also. Thank you so much for listening to this. I'm going to stop over here and open for questions and answers. We are at 12:24. I was given time till 12:30, I think. So I have finished well in time for some questions. I'll stop sharing. Thank you so much. This is Sagar Mitra. Welcome to this activity which is present in 3 countries. Your college and Pune Vidyarthi Graha has been supporting us for last 3-4 years. Thank you, ma'am. You can take over now. If they have any questions, I'll be ready to answer. Thank you so much. Hello.
Thank you, sir.
I was just checking that whether you heard the whole thing. Did you see all the slides?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So any questions from you before
Yes,
your
sir.
teacher speak? Yeah, please ask the question. Any questions, any reactions? Any of your experience you want to share? Any ideas? Just think of us as friends seated here. Anything which comes to mind, please speak.
Sir, I wanted to ask about 70% and 30% production of oxygen. So why is that 70% from the ocean? Because of the area or because of algae and these all coral reefs?
Yeah, actually, the primary component of the greenery of the ocean is phytoplankton. And phytoplankton are a huge mass of a huge part of the ocean greenery biomass is phytoplankton. These are single-celled creatures with a dot of chlorophyll in them. So it is true that the sheer biomass in the ocean, the green biomass, is larger than what is there on the land because of the area of the ocean. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Because of the area of the ocean. You see, the phytoplankton may be single-celled and invisible, but when they are present, they are present in hordes. Jathe mein rehte, they are in large crowds, and sometimes up to 200 kilometers, that whole section of phytoplankton will be there. So the phytoplankton are under danger today because of many reasons. You see, the greenery in the ocean is important for another reason. The greenery in the ocean also does the carbon sequestration. You know, it is so important to reduce the global warming that the greenery stays. So 20% of the world's carbon sequestration is done by the phytoplankton and algae. And when plastic spreads over the ocean, it is killing these. Plastic halka hai, na? It is very light, so it spreads on the top. When the sunlight doesn't go down, yeah. You know, even if the sunlight reduces by 50%, even that damages the photosynthesis. No?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you so much for the question. Please ask some questions. Ma'am, the talk is over. Someone was trying to speak, I think.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir, for having an introduction, having a valuable information for the students. Yes, students, are you having any doubts? If you are having any doubts, you can ask for this, sir.
So please remember, one of the students just now, is it Zakir Hussain? I don't remember.
Yes,
one of the students, one of the students had asked about the 30% greenery on the land and 70% in the ocean. You see,
Yes.
from 1960 onwards, 1960s, 70s, 80s, 90s, and now into this century also, for nearly 50 years, our teachers in school have been teaching us save the trees. But now we are realizing that we have been asking the children to be alert to only 30% of the greenery. We have not asked our children to learn that 70% of the greenery is in the ocean. And the plastic which we throw goes to the ocean and destroys that greenery. So kulad bandi late hai na, when you want to save the forest, you say there should be a ban on the axe. Similarly, if you want to save the greenery in the ocean, we have to stop throwing the plastic. Okay. Thank you for that question. I repeated the answer. If there is any other comment or question from any of the students, if you want to see the engineering which happens in this, how does the plastic change to fuel, we can take you there. If you have any questions about that, we can answer it. You're engineers after all. Any questions?
Okay, sir. Thank you for having an interactive and interesting session for us and for the people apart from the academics. So we conclude today's end of this session, and thank you for giving us a valuable information, sir.
Ma'am, I want to leave them with a thought.
Yes.
Which can spark some innovative thinking in them or out of the box thinking.
Okay.
I want them to imagine that I have in hand a glass of water, let us say. It is a transparent glass filled with water, full with water up to the brim. Normally, we actually show this to the college students and we ask them, what is there in this glass? So they say there is water in the glass. So we say, no, there are two things at the same place. So usually, we cannot keep two bricks in the same space, no? So it's difficult to visualize how can there be two things existing in the same place, in that same volume. So then we ask them to look at the glass very clearly. And what exists there is not only the water, but the light inside it. So it is not just the water, no, it is the coexistence of water and light. So please remember, two things can be present in the same place. So water is also present and light is also present there. So when you look at the river, don't say it is a flow of water. You say it is a flow of water mixed with light, Please remember this, because if the light was not there, the fish would not be alive. And in the night, if you see the glass, then you have to say this is water in the glass and there is darkness along with the water. So please learn to think beyond the static material way of thinking. Please use your mind in innovative ways, because I'm going to end with telling you the third thing which exists along with the water and the light. Actually, there are three things which exist there. The water exists in that volume, the light exists in that volume, and the gravitation force also exists in that volume. If on every little drop and molecule and atom of that water, if there was no gravity spreading over the same volume, the water would not have stayed in the glass, no? So there are three things present in the same place now. So one we will say is the existence field of water, then we'll say the field of light, and the third one is the field of gravitation. Now these three are coexisting over there. So look at the river and you will find there is gravity in the river also. As much as the earth is pulling the river down, every drop of water is also pulling each other. No, that is why they stick to each other also. Without these three things, there would be no river. Now, if you sit with us over the next 12 years, we can show you 1,000 things which exist at the same place at the same time in the river. So please remember, you have to be extremely alert to watching nature around you in a very sharp way. Okay. So please remember one thing at least, that in a glass of water, it is not just water, but water and light, which is a mixture. Okay. Two things existing in the same place at the same time. Please remember that. Thank you so much. I just wanted to leave something to open your mind with. I'm really honored to be with you. Engineers have a mind which inquires into new things. Because look, you cannot only do what the architect tells you, no? Your own idea of what is strong, what can be more lasting, will edit what the architect says. And your own experience on the ground is there. Engineers always work with real things on the real ground, no? So we really admire you. We trust that because you work with the soil, you work with the bricks, you work with the air and the light. Nowadays, when you build, you have to think about the lighting of the place also, the natural lighting of the place, the natural temperature of the place. So we respect the potential that is there in you. And we challenge you to be the best engineers in the world. If some engineers abroad say we can build a bridge which will last for 100 years, then you can say we are Indian engineers, we'll make it last for 200 years. We'll make it last for 300 years. बिकॉज हम लोग जब दिमाग लगाते हैं तो हमारे जैसे हम ही हैं. ये पूरी आशा और पूरा विश्वास खुद के ऊपर रखना, हम आपके ऊपर विश्वास रखते हैं. हमारे जनरेशन के लोग भारतीय युवाओं के ऊपर इतना विश्वास रखते हैं कि यू आर द बेस्ट इन द वर्ल्ड. गॉड ब्लेस यू चिल्ड्रन. हाँ, बाय. थैंक यू सो मच. थैंक यू.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. And we conclude this session. And thank you for giving us a valuable information. So thank you, everyone. Your next session will be starting at 1:30 p.m. By Shetty sir of PVG College of Engineering. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.